Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back with, I guess it's kind of a subject review and not so much a book review. And I thought about it because I started reading one of these books and I've read a few of them, and I figured I'd give my opinion on what I thought about the spiritual enlightenment books, mainly based around, mindset, clearing your mind, freeing your mind, trying to help people with anxiety issues and things like that. I personally have massive issues with anxiety. Sometimes it pops up in bouts of uncontrollable panic attacks with physical reactions and things like that, and I've struggled with it for years. And I do different things. Like I try to work out regularly, eat somewhat healthy to avoid any kind of those triggers that might cause it. I've also read a bunch of these books, and some of them have really helped. But then the reason I made this video is because I kind of wanted to put a cautionary warning out there, that some of them don't. And some of them, I think, with people with issues, it could possibly exacerbate symptoms or make you worse. I'd also like to put that I am not a doctor by any stretch, not even close, not even in the same industry or anything like that. Before we get started, I am enjoying one of these recess drinks for calming purposes. Go figure. With the video, I figured it was appropriate. Not sponsored at all, but these things work, and they're quite delicious. They have some magnesium and some L-theanine in it, so if you're ever really stressed out from work, like I was today, uh, slam one of these down, and you start feeling pretty calm. That was my shameless plug. So back at it. So I've got a handful like of these books, like of these different spiritual enlightenment books. Alan Watts, Eckhart Tolle. This was the one that I was currently reading. This was a popular one a couple years ago. The Power of Now. Stop Overthinking. This isn't really a spiritual book, but it's along the same lines. Letting go of the person you used to be, awakening the Buddha within. You get where I'm going with this. So it's all about this awakening kind of thing. And I think some of them are very beneficial. They can help you tune in to your mind, your inner voice that's constantly going, and kind of help you break away from that. Because I really think that is the key. That's a true thing that I've seen across all these books that I've read, all of these things that I've tried. Is once you can identify that other voice, it kind of stops and can help you relax. It can help spiraling negative like thought loops, like obsessive thought loops that just like you feel like you have no control over. Like you ever get like a song stuck in your head that just won't stop playing? Well, with a negative thought loop, it's like that with negative thoughts. So tuning into that other voice can make it go away. So that's a good aspect of it. Also, it some of the good things, some of these books can put you in a better perspective of your situation, your life situation, or your anxiety situation, or anything like that. I don't have it here. I don't have it in my collection. I probably gave it to Half Price Books a long time ago. But there was a book that had a profound impact on me. And it was a short read, and it was called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And it was absolutely incredible. You can easily read it in a day. I don't recommend reading any of these books in a day. I don't think that these books are something you're supposed to plow through. I think you should take your time with them, really pay attention and absorb the information if you are going to read something like this, and get the most out of it. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer did a great job. I highly recommend it. I'll do a book review on it because I remember reading it. I should probably do that. As a matter of fact, I'll make a little mental note and do that. So my point is that there are a lot of benefits that come from these books. They can help shut your mind off. You can help to learn to control it. They can kind of point you in a direction. You'll get an overall sense of well-being, of calmness. It's kind of like when you're reading it, you're almost being like literary hypnosis. That's what I felt like yesterday reading The Power of Now. Like I was being hypnotized almost, because I was feeling real calm. I was very introspective into what Eckhart Tolle was writing about. So those are the good things. But I'd really like to focus for a minute on some of the, I guess, some of the caution I would err on. Some of these books can make you become obsessive about what's going on in your head, and that is not good. You can become obsessed with trying to follow the advice of these experts on spirituality, and it can screw you up. I think it really can. I know some of it has with me on some of the stuff that I've read, and it seems like every year I go through this same cycle where I want to read like a self-help book, to get a better control of my anxiety issues and things like that, and panic attacks and things. And I end up reading one of these books, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is working so great. Like I'm noticing differences, and then it's like, wow, well, some of it take you down a different path. And I thought while reading, like, I wanted to share my experiences with it, and anybody that's looking to read one of these books, is that you should be mindful, I mean, no pun intended, that this is just advice by some spiritual person. It's just their opinion. And I think that everybody, humans in general, are all so different that what works for one person does not work for somebody else. And I think it's rare that it works for really anybody. I think they're just throwing their opinion out there. A lot of them have been proven to be bad gurus that end up having some weird perv thing going on, or some weird power desire that they have, almost like cult leaders. So I don't think their advice should be taken without a grain of salt. So I would say, if you are going to read some of these spiritual books and look for some spiritual enlightening, or looking for some awakening, or you're looking to get a control of your anxiety or your panic attacks or your constant worry, give it a try, but be cautious. If you find yourself obsessing about it, I would recommend that you stop. And that's just from someone that's dealt with it for years. And I feel like I have a very strong grasp on my own issues now, which is why I continue to seek the opinions of others. But that's all I really wanted to get at. And it's a little bit soapboxy, this video. I'll give you that. It's not, the main book reviews, but I've read a lot of this stuff. And I know that some of you, if you read a lot of books, you've probably read it too. And I figured I would just put my opinion on in there. So give them a read. See if you like it. If it helps you, great. If it starts not helping you or making the problem worse, it's not for you. I was reading that book, The Power of Now. I don't think it's for me. It's kind of just, the effects were acute. I felt hypnotized. And then the next day, you're just constantly thinking about that kind of stuff. And you're reading these books to stop thinking, or to stop thinking so much. And then you end up overly thinking. Seems kind of counterintuitive. So that's my 2 cents. I thought I'd put it out there for you guys. Please, by all means, comment, start a conversation. Maybe there's a book that helped you. I told you, the Michael Singer book, The Untethered Soul, that really helped. That was great. I would highly recommend that book to anybody. It really put things in a perspective that a normal person could understand. Some of these go way off on like a religious tangent. You're not going to understand anything they're saying unless you're a devout Buddhist. There's also some, like Eckhart Tolle's, is real wordy, and it's just repetitive. But if you were going to read one, I'd recommend Michael Singer's The Untethered Soul. I'll find it on Half Price Books. I'll post it, and I'll do a book review on it because it was really good. But give me a comment. Let me know what you think, and keep reading. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a subscribe. All this is off the cuff. I just figured, hey, I'm done with work for the day. I'll make a video. I don't plan any of this stuff out. That's kind of how it is. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, more content like this. Hope you have a good day, and thanks for stopping by. Keep reading.